Here we are. Red pill, blue pill, truth or trivia. It's a little bit like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Get ready. Let's get into the questions. Good luck. Fingers on the ready, but don't type anything in yet. Wait until the last question, don't forget. So wait until final question before submitting your complete right. Are you ready? So question number 1. Samhainophobia. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. I doubt it. Samhainophobia is the extreme fear of what? A. Bees. I was going to be mean and do bees as bees. So it would be bees. And I thought, no, that's not funny. A. Bees. B. Mirrors. C. Halloween. Or D. Darkness. Samhainophobia is the extreme fear of what? Bees, mirrors, Halloween, or darkness. Question number 2. What year was the powerful geomagnetic storm named the Carrington event? What year was the powerful geomagnetic storm named the Carrington event? Was it A, 1868, B, 1859, Kaza, wait until the end, C, 1869, or D, 1911? Question number 3. How much money does NASA get to spend on toys every day in this year's budget 2021? How much money does NASA get to spend on toys every day 2021? Is it A, $64 million, B, $52 million, C, $18 million, or D, $10 million? How much money does NASA get to spend on toys every year? Not just toys, is it? On their productions. A, 64 million, B, 52 million, C, 18 million, or D, 10 million. So, question number 4. Halfway through, more than halfway through. In 1962, DuPont scientists tested the toxicity of Teflon on volunteers. I should do quotes. Volunteers by lacing what? Was it A, rum, B, apples, C, coffee, or D, cigarettes? In 1962, DuPont scientists tested the toxicity of Teflon on volunteers by lacing what? Rum, apples, coffee, or cigarettes? Question number 5. Which fictional land was used to describe John F. Kennedy's term as president? Which fictional land was used to describe John F. Kennedy's term as president? Was it A, Oz, B, Namia, C, Wonderland, or D, Camelot? Oz, Namia, Wonderland, or Camelot? So, the penultimate question, number 6. The song A Whole New World comes from which Disney film? Is it A, The Lion King? Is it B, Aladdin? Is it C, The Little Mermaid? Or D, Pocahontas? Do you know, anytime I see the word Pocahontas, I don't picture Pocahontas. I picture what's her face instead. You know what I'm talking about. The Democrat woman. Is he Democrat? I think so. Bernie's friend. Anyway, the song A Whole New World comes from which Disney film? The Lion King, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, or Pocahontas? Final question. Get ready. Don't forget, once we see this, Cal Mitt is already putting a thing in. You haven't even seen the last question yet. So that could be your first answer, which means it gets the only one. Right, here we go. Number 7. Which of the following is a major funding source for factcheck.org? Which of the following is a major funding source for factcheck.org? Is it A, Ford Motors, B, George Soros, C, J&J, as in Johnson & Johnson, or D, United Nations? Which of the following is a major funding source for factcheck.org? Ford Motors, George Soros, J&J, or United Nations? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end. So now you can be shoving in your wonderfully intelligent and thingy-bob answers to see how we're getting on. And thank you to everybody who's playing along. Really appreciate it. It's always good fun. And we will have a winner when we come back from the break. So get your answers in there. Whoever's the closest or the most correctest will Amanda shout, okay, I'll see what the letter of that answer was. So where we roll. answers. Here we go. So, question 1, we had Samhainophobia is the extreme fear of what? Bees, mirrors, Halloween darkness. Parametric parameters is saying B. I'm saying C, Halloween. Come on, what have we just been doing for the last couple of minutes? We're getting the Halloween stuff set up, right? Come on, all these questions are linked in some way. You'll notice as the weeks go by. Maybe a little bit too subtly, because not many people seem to see the links that I try and implement. But anyway, so that was Halloween. And then we had number 2, which was the Carrington event. And of course, I did talk about this on Thursday with the SHTF news, where we went live with the breaking news because of the X-class solar flare, don't forget. And I did talk briefly then about the Carrington event, explain to some people what I'd looked into many years ago and followed since, and of course had an interest in. That is why I've got my own off-grid power system that I built, because of that and other threats like that. Because mankind right now, humankind right now, is at the mercy of energy and communications, right? Without that, we don't really have too much rocking about. So the answer to that, and I know a lot of people should know this one, 1859 was when it went down. We had telegram lines back then, and it basically energized the telegram lines and blew them out and caused a big problem. So we don't like geomagnetic storms. And we've got one coming this weekend, don't forget. From now on, any time, we should start seeing the effects of that on our magnetosphere. We may even see northern lights, the aurora borealis. We may even see that down as far as about 50 latitude, yeah, which is where we're at. So 50 latitude, you're talking, more than halfway down to the equator from the northern hemisphere, halfway down being 45, right? So, we're higher, and Canada should see, large parts of Canada should see maybe some northern lights. That'd be cool. I'd love to see that. You can do holidays, can't you, to somewhere where you can see them all the time. So number 3, how much money does NASA get to spend on toys and fakery every year? This year at least. Would you believe it? 64 million sweets. What? That's right. 64 million sheets. Which I think is quite an epic level of sheets to be spending on a daily basis. Oh dear. So yeah, amazing. Just amazing. Do you know, I said to Magic Hand the other day, right? I was like, 64 million sheets. You could literally build, imagine what you can build with $64 million, right? You could build an entire 5-star luxury beach resort with 1,000 rooms or something like that, right? With all the grounds and the swimming pools and the servers and the data centers in the place and the backup generators, air conditioning, all of that would be about $64 million. Imagine having that much money to spend every day. Why haven't we got a webcam on the moon? Why isn't there a free webcam on the moon? Well, at least free to the American taxpayers, a free webcam on the moon. Dear, oh dear. So anyway, astonishing. So, 1962, we had the question about the DuPont scientists tested by the toxicity of Teflon and volunteers by lacing what? And those that know, there's actually a film made about it. It's a good friend of mine, Jake, and his Mrs. Sophia. Lovely couple. A lot of respect for them. And Jake's become a very, very good friend of mine. Got a lot of respect for him. He's starting a new job as well. So, that's exciting stuff. But yeah, he told me he watched a film and he gave me a heads up on this story. And I thought, wow, fascinating. So I looked it up and sure enough, lacing cigarettes. Imagine that. Lacing cigarettes. I had a friend of mine back in the day that used to lace his cigarettes with something. I forget what it was called. Amyl nitrate or something like that. Let me know if you've heard about that. Poppers, I think it's called as well. I don't know if that's just a British thing, but he used to dunk his cigarettes in it and smoke it. It's pretty hardcore. So anyway, yeah, it gives you an idea of the sort of things that businesses are capable of, innit? Fucking, yeah, I'll come here a minute, have a drag on that and tell me what happens. Oh dear. Oh. So, which fictional land was used to describe John F. Kennedy's term as president? And big audience from the United States tonight. So, welcome to everyone from America tonight. That's Camelot. A lot of you should know that. I didn't. So interesting one. Number 6, we got a song, The Whole New World, comes from which Disney film? And Lion King, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, or Pocahontas? Aladdin. I don't recognise it from that, but there you go. That's why it's a good question, isn't it? Kai says the first correct one. Was this the first one you got right? Which number was the first one you got right, Kai? Which number question? So, and finally, number 7. This is where you know if you got a bang on answer or not. And even I don't know yet. So which of the following is a major funding source of factcheck.org? Of course, that's been in the news recently with all the conflicts of interest with that. So yeah, absolutely. Johnson & Johnson. They were in the news tonight. Don't forget, it's not a coincidence. Everything's linked. Everything's connected. It's all by design. I like to roll how they roll. So yeah, that's basically, yeah, they're the facts. So when you see things fact-checked, just bear that in mind, right? Because, you know, everyone says who fact-checks the fact-checkers, right? But, you know, this is the problem. Whoever's got the most money wins, basically. What's that thing about gold? The golden rule. What's the golden rule? Let me know who knows what the golden rule is. I would say maximum points in the chat with a winner award, but a winner award's going to be the one with the final right answers. But the golden rule, for those who don't know, is the one with all the gold makes all the rules. That's the golden rule. Oh dear. Christina G reckons she missed 2 or 3. So it looks like it's Bambi Secret then. So as a result, this week's Truth or Trivia winner is Bambi Secret. Everybody give her a big old well done in the chat. Great effort. Only getting 1 wrong. Which was the one you got wrong, Bambi Secret? Let us know. Let us know which one you got wrong. Thank you to everybody who played. You're all winners, obviously, for joining in. So thank you so very much, everybody. It was a great effort.